Before we get started, we'd like to recognize two recent events. And for first, I will turn it over to Senator Kristin Phillips-Hill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, this past weekend, a horrific tragedy unfolded in York County. And while details surrounding the incident are still being sorted out, I can say that my district lost one of its finest. Officer Andrew Duarte just celebrated his 30th birthday on February 17th, and he spent the last 2.5 years with the West York Borough Police Department. In total, he had 6 years of experience in law enforcement, and he earned accolades at every step of the way. This past Saturday, he and his fellow officers from all across York County responded to a hostage situation at UPMC Memorial Hospital. Officer Duarte, without hesitation, put himself in harm's way to protect vulnerable patients, nurses, doctors, and staff at the hospital. His mother, who lives in my district, said that her son had a warrior heart and a warrior spirit. Our community is resilient, and York County has some of the best and the brightest in the nation. Officer Duarte was one of them, and he was the epitome of a true public servant, putting others before himself. We lost a great one this weekend, a true hero. And this morning, Mr. Chairman, I respectfully ask my colleagues for a moment of silence to honor this fallen local warrior, Officer Andrew Duarte.
Thank you, Senator. Before we do a moment of silence, we also wanted to extend our deepest sympathy to the family of former Senator Mary Jo White, who passed away on February 21st. Senator White was a trailblazer in the truest sense of the word. She was the first woman elected to a leadership position in the Senate Republican Caucus and a longtime chair of the Senate Environmental Resources and Energy Committee, overseeing many of the same topics we'll explore here this morning. Her fingerprints are all over every major piece of environmental legislation that was signed into law in the early 2000s, from the landmark Growing Greener program to the Act 13 law that set fees and regulations for natural gas drilling. We'll always remember how tenacious she was during these hearings as a longstanding member of the Senate Appropriations Committee. She was an icon here in the Senate who approached the job of representing the 21st Senatorial District with passion and dedication until her retirement in 2012, and she will be dearly missed by all who knew and loved her. At this moment, if we could ask everyone to please have a moment of silence for Officer Andrew Duarte and Senator Mary Jo White. Thank you, everyone. May they both rest in peace.